All right, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another live stream. Could be, possibly, maybe. Let's see. So, I think I'm on time today. Sunday night, um, 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. If you guys are interested, going to try to get back into the swing of things of doing weekly streams each week. Walking Dead related, sometimes real world related, real world topic related. Depends what's going on. So let me just make sure everything's good. And once we get somebody joining, just let me know if you can hear me okay. Let's see if my stuff will work. See how it's going. Hey Charlie, how you doing from the UK, Great Britain? Thanks for watching from the Kingdom. Let's roll intro and jam out some music. Give everybody a minute or two to come on in, and then we'll get started with different topics, Tales of the Walking Dead, stuff like that. So we'll get into it in a minute. Charlie says, mask on, mask on. I did wear a mask today, actually, because I went to visit my parents. I had to bring my mom some vitamins and stuff. And they got the vid, dudes. My parents got the vids again. So that sucks. Or at least, my mom's just sick again, unfortunately. Tested, I don't know, a home test or something. I'm not sure. I'm not familiar with all the different testing stuff, but I guess my sister gave her a test and she tested positive for COVID. She was going on vacation. She had a flight and stuff, so maybe she got COVID coming back, or maybe radiation from the plane and stuff. She doesn't fly that often. Not sure, don't know, but that's what's going on. So I actually did, to make her feel better, when I went over to give her vitamins and stuff, a bunch of different stuff she can take to try to get feeling better. I did wear a mask, so it's the first time I've worn a mask since probably last year, since they made it so that we're allowed to go into stores to buy stuff without a mask on, because there was a while here where I live, where in Canada, where if you didn't wear a mask, you weren't allowed into the stores at all. So and they were actually strict about it too. Like if you walked in without a mask on, they tell you right away, they yell at you, and then they call the cops if you didn't. So this is the monkeypox. Yeah. So this is the first time I've worn a mask in probably since last year. But I did wear a mask today, and the usual vitamins you can take if you get sick, right? Like vitamin C, right? You get like 2 vitamin C's, vitamin D, a couple vitamin D's, zinc every couple days, right? All that stuff. And then I got other stuff too, alkaline water and stuff like that you can take, which is really good. So not medical advice. I'm just saying, when I get sick or my family gets sick, that's the kind of stuff that I make sure that they have, so they can take it. Then you can take Dimetap and stuff like that. Because a lot of the hospitals are actually pretty busy right now. A lot of people are sick right now, even though it's summertime. But coming up this winter, I think we'll be seeing a lot of people, quite a few people getting sick. So it's what it is. But yeah, in the news, you don't hear too much about it. Just they're pretty much just doing the monkeypox stuff right now. So that's what it is. So we got some new episodes for Tales of the Walking Dead that have hit now, if you guys have not seen. So we got, let's switch view here. So we got Tales of the Walking Dead just hit this week. If you guys are not aware, this week it hit with a new episode, the first episode, and I think the second episode might be posted now. If you have AMC Premiere, AMC Plus, 8/14, so that's today. So today is the official premiere day for the new series, AMC, Tales of the Walking Dead. So 6 different stories, 1 dead world, and it's pretty good. It's, at least the first episode I thought was pretty good. It's a little bit different than what you used to for Walking Dead. You know, Terry Crews and Olivia Munn in the first episode. They're fun. They're fun to see. Different vibes in the original series. Has some comedy mixed into it. Really dark comedy. I like the red with the logo here and that kind of stuff. So it's got cool vibes to it. It actually, I almost want to say, it feels more to me like Fear the Walking Dead than the original Walking Dead. So Tales of the Walking Dead, at least from the first episode. I haven't seen episode 2 yet. I have some viewers that have already seen episode 2, and they're sending mixed messages for it. Some are saying it's good. Some are saying it's weird. Some are saying it's not good, or it just fills time or whatever. So just a time fill. So not sure. We'll see how people respond to Tales of the Walking Dead. We'll see how they respond to new series, see whether or not they like it, and we'll see how that goes. So if any of you guys have seen it, be sure to send a chat through here for us so we can take a look and see what you say and see if you like it. So here's one from AJYT who says, Abbott, who says, hey Trev, have you seen Tales of the Walking Dead episode 2? I found it really wacky, but it's cool to see Walking Dead branching out into different genres. So I have not seen episode 2 yet. Not yet. I've seen the first episode of Tales, not episode 2, which is with the 2 ladies, I think. The 2 women in the zombie apocalypse, I think near the CDC somewhere there. And no, I haven't seen it yet. So I'll watch it pretty soon. But yeah, I have had a number of people tell me, as you said here, AJ, that it's a bit weird. And it's going into different genres for Walking Dead. Not necessarily a bad thing, because you've had Walking Dead on since 2010, right? So with them trying some different things, Tales of the Walking Dead is an opportunity for them to experiment. It's an opportunity for them to try different things with Walking Dead to see what can get over, to see what people will like, get over with the audience, what they'll like, what they'll want to watch, and what doesn't work for it. But it does feel more like Fear the Walking Dead to me than it feels like the original Walking Dead series. For some reason, the original Walking Dead series has its own feel and its own vibes, and they haven't really done another series that feels like the original Walking Dead since maybe like the first 3 seasons of Fear the Walking Dead. The beginning of Fear the Walking Dead felt more like the original series, I think, with the kind of scary intro and stuff like that, which was kind of cool. The Fear intro style that they had at the original 3 seasons was pretty cool. But they haven't really, the newer seasons have they've got a different feel. I like the different intros, the way they do it in Fear now. But you haven't, it doesn't exactly feel the same way as the original series necessarily. And I feel like Tales of the Walking Dead is similar. It doesn't quite feel exactly the same as the original Walking Dead series did. It's got its own, Tales of the Walking Dead has its own kind of comedic, fun, lighthearted, kind of vibe in the zombie apocalypse, which is not exactly the same as the original series feel. It does feel different. It does feel unique. But did you like the Donnie Hoyle said that episode 2 is better than episode 1, and it's actually fun to watch, so that's pretty cool. Thanks for that, Ghost. Better Call Saul is wrapping up here. I'm a little bit behind because I've been doing, Tales of the Walking Dead stuff, dealing with sick family stuff like that. So I didn't post too many videos last week, I think. So definitely want to get back in the swing of things. I got to watch a number of episodes for Better Call Saul. And then once I've seen them all, we'll review the finale for the series, because it is the finale for the series. It's a big one to wrap up, so it's exciting to see it wrap up. And, huge fan of the Better Call Saul team. Think they've done. I'm not aware of anything called the Walking Dead Hexagon. No, I haven't heard of that at all, personally. Daryl does not Daryl does not know French, and super redneck. It's going to be in France alone. I'm sure it'll be good, though. Well, it'll be cool. Somebody mentioned to me that if you watch like 28 Days Later, which is an awesome zombie movie. If you've never seen 28 Days Later, I can't recommend it enough. 28 Weeks Later is just okay, but 28 Days Later is an awesome zombie apocalypse movie, and you can go ahead and watch that. I think I have it on DVD here somewhere, and it's one of the best, all-time best zombie movies. Really scary and that kind of thing. And you got fast zombies in it. So I'm thinking that with The Walking Dead, with the Daryl series branching over to France and, creating more of a Walking Dead world, getting to see different places, maybe we'll see some zombies there that are similar to 28 Days Later and take some inspiration from 28 Days Later, because 28 Days Later is really awesome. I think 28 Days Later is in the UK. I'm pretty sure. I can't remember exactly, but from the accents, I think it is, right? 28 Days Later is in the UK. So, just to get to see some of those vibes from, Daryl, some of the others in France, in Europe, in different places, it'll be cool to see. It'll be cool to see how it goes. Carmo says that episode 2 of Tales of the Walking Dead gave me diabetes. It gave you diabetes. How did it give you diabetes? Did the stream crash there, J-Spot? Let me see if it's still going. Well, it seems like we're okay for some people. I have a light here. My light is blinking a bit because it's super hot. I need to turn up the air conditioning a bit. So sometimes the heat screws in my, lighting and stuff. So let's see. So that's Tales of the Walking Dead. Let's take a look here at what we got for new news for it. So we got that going on. Forbes right here says that it's weird. Says that, let's see here. Got it. Yeah, Tales of the Walking Dead is here and it's weird. So that's what, let's see, who did this review? Was it, Tassie. So, it's here and it's weird. And I don't know. It's strange. It's got its own vibes for Tales of the Walking Dead. I'm sure a lot of you guys have not seen it yet, have not seen Tales yet. So definitely check it out if you haven't seen it yet. See if you like it. But it's different. It's different than the usual, what we're used to for Walking Dead. Maybe that's a good thing. Maybe not. Not sure. I've only seen this episode yet. Episode 2 is this one, I think. And then we'll see for the others what order they go in. Maybe they'll save the alpha one for last. That wouldn't surprise me. But also, too, like when you want to say that the feel of Tales of the Walking Dead is a little bit more like comedic or a bit silly, well, it is for the Terry Crews episode with Olivia Munn. That one is silly and funny. Maybe the second one's a little bit silly and funny, too. But I guarantee the alpha episode won't be, right? So you have a mixture with Tales of the Walking Dead. Different kinds of stories, different kinds of episodes. They don't necessarily all have to be, kind of funny. And like episode 3, is it, Mike? Okay, thanks. I appreciate that. So Mike says the alpha episode is going to be episode 3. That goes to the same thing. So each episode doesn't necessarily have to do the same thing, right? Like each episode can be a little bit different. So they don't necessarily have to be have the same vibes, have the same feel. Some of them could be more serious, and some of them could be kind of less serious, a little bit more sort of silly and stuff like that, right? So it depends, right? Like each one can kind of have its own feel, its own vibes. There's this game, whatever this is, new Walking Dead game announced. There's a trailer for it. I'm not sure. I think it's like an RPG, action RPG. I'm not too into RPGs. I don't really play action RPGs. Walking Dead All-Stars, it's called. So that sounds pretty cool somewhat. It looks okay if we take a look at it here together. Not sure. First RPG. Well, I think they've had different Walking Dead games. So I don't know. It looks like it's mostly based on the comic interpretations. So there's that. That looks okay, I guess. Yeah. It looks okay, I guess. Then we've got Walking Dead Last Episodes trailer. So there's a Walking Dead Last Episodes teaser trailer. It doesn't really show that much. It's pretty much just the usual stuff for like a character portrait type of trailer. So that's all right. But we know that's going to be hitting early October. And there is a podcast which I have not heard yet. Some people have already been asking me about this one here. And it's with, let's see, let me pause the commercial. It's with Frank Darabont, about the Frank Darabont firing, and it's with Sarah Wayne Callies and John Bernthal, I think. Yeah, so they've got a podcast, or John Bernthal's got a podcast, and they're talking about the beginning of the series, like the first season or two, I think, is mostly what it's about, but we'll have to hear it. And for season 2 and that, so really cool. So it's called Real Ones with John Bernthal. So that's pretty cool. So I'll have to listen to that. I haven't heard it yet. And have any of you guys heard that podcast through with John Bernthal? I don't know. There's so many podcasts out nowadays. It's hard to keep up with everything. This one's funny that Tales of the Walking Dead is going to be doing a musical episode. So I don't know. Walking Dead musical episodes is a little bit like, I'm not sure. I don't know how I feel about like Walking Dead musicals. That would be a little bit strange. But anyone seen the John Bernthal or listened to the John Bernthal podcast? I haven't heard it yet, but I'll check it out later and I'll let you guys know, maybe what it entails and such, because it could be cool. Yeah. And I think that's most of really what we got for new news for Walking Dead stuff for this week. And I got one other topic for us to discuss, which is new news for the UN and with respect to conspiracy theories. So just to let you guys know with the channel, this one here caught my attention right away. So this one's a new one. It's from the 8th, so this would be like last week. But UN declares war on dangerous conspiracy theories. It says the world is not secretly manipulated by a global elite. Yes, the World Economic Forum doesn't exist. So just in case you want to know, officially, I guess the World Economic Forum doesn't exist. So this one is a little scary, right? Like they officially declare war on conspiracy. Now, what do they mean by that? I don't know. But I just thought I would throw it in there for you guys. With the channel, because it's something that, like, I like to talk about them. Like, I like to talk about different conspiracy theories, stuff like that. But the thing is that in order to stay on YouTube and in order to continue to do the channel and do what we're doing, it's really not allowed. So it's just what it is. But I mean, you guys can still feel free to ask questions and stuff like that. But I just wanted to throw it out there just to let you guys know, like, it's pretty serious, with respect to online. There's the article right there. You can see it right there. It's legit and everything. A number of people have touched on it, and so that's what it is. But yeah, they manage that. So it's there's the world system is interesting, right? Because it's obviously it's very complicated, first of all, but you can kind of simplify it down to like pretty much whichever country you live in, with the exception of maybe right now, maybe Russia right now. Pretty much every country is basically with the UN. And up until now, pretty much, since like the Second World War, I want to say, that relationship with the UN has pretty much been like a cooperative relationship most of the time for most countries, right? But now what we're starting to see in modern days, we're starting to see a trickle-down system where now that the UN is kind of, operating, fully set up, fully operating for, a while now, you're starting to get legislation, you're starting to get more policy set at the UN level and passed down to the countries. And, like you look at the World Economic Forum or the World Health Organization and organizations like this, these are like, I view them, these various NGOs, they're like offshoots of UN. Like a lot of the people who are in the World Health Organization or involved with funding it or involved with it, a lot of them will also be, deal with the UN as well too. So you have the NGOs and you have the UN, which is basically above each of the countries, and then they can pretty much pass down, and the World Economic Forum as well too is another one, because if you notice, a lot of your, presidents, prime ministers, a lot of them are young global leaders, right? So if you look at the World Economic Forum website, you can see a list of all the, young global leaders that are on the list. And it's basically a who's who of every country almost. There might be some exceptions, but, I haven't really seen any. Pretty much everybody who's in like the higher up positions, not just your president or prime minister, but a lot of the higher up people, are World Economic Forum members. They pay into it. And the World Economic Forum is like, they have to pay into it in order to be a part of it. So it's like this is weird, but if they don't do it, it's a question of would they be able to run like legit, like actually take a stab at running for president, prime minister, wherever, what respective, whatever you want to call it, respective to whichever country they reside in, right? So you have an integrated system that's really, kind of becoming more and more well-tuned, let's say, from the UN level, which up until now has been, like I said, more of a cooperative, like a cooperative, entity where they can kind of discuss and try to reduce war and stuff like that by trying to negotiate and sort out differences and sort out problems between different countries. They can work together. But what we're seeing in our lifetimes now, and certainly, after us in our children's lifetimes and grandchildren's lifetimes, what you're going to see is you're going to see more integration of all these different entities together to where, and it's pretty much already the case now anyway, where you have World Economic Forum members, or you have people that are at that international level, UN, World Economic Forum, NGOs, right, where they can go around to different countries and they can kind of, set policy, World Health Organization, for each country, and they have to enforce it. So you have sort of like, if you think of it like a company, if you work for a big major company, you'll have, different levels of management, right? You'll have like wherever you work, you'll have a supervisor, what have you, and then above the supervisor, you'll have like a manager, and they will deal with a bunch. It's a pyramid, basically, right? It's a pyramid structure. You have a supervisor, then there's a manager above them. Manager will manage a whole bunch of different supervisors. Supervisors will have individual teams, and then they go up to like a senior manager or a market manager, somebody like this who's like a more senior person who might work at above them. So you can think about like each country you live in. If you live like where I live in Canada or the U.S. or wherever, you have kind of that national management team, and then above them, as far as policy, if the country wants to play ball with the others, above them they have a manager, with all the different NGOs and different policymakers, different people, to basically create kind of a well-tuned system. So that's what it is. So with the UN declaring war, it's pretty serious, right? That's a pretty serious thing. It pretty much means almost no matter where you live in any said country, pretty much within reason, you kind of can't really talk about it. So that's what it is. I thought I would put it out there for you guys in the channel. If you live like a lot of us, a lot of you guys are most of my viewers are from the U.S., Canada, U.S., allied countries. The way I think of like old World War II allied countries, right? The big seven and others. So that's most of our viewers. But yeah, that's what it is. But it's an integrated structure. Obviously, there's a lot of different limbs to it, different arms and different offshoots of that big tree's got lots of branches for the different NGOs in different directions for different policy in different areas. But yeah, that's what it is. So you're seeing a really kind of a tighter knit system in our lifetime now versus like our parents' lifetime, our grandparents before that. A really tight knit system being kind of set up there to where that's what it is. But I guess maybe what they're talking about when they're saying a global elite, maybe they're kind of thinking about like people above the UN that own and control and created the UN. So that's what they don't want people talking about, I guess. I don't know. I'm trying to kind of give you my take on how this kind of makes sense. It doesn't really make sense, to be honest with you. It's kind of like you have a global elite telling people they don't exist. That's kind of what you have. So it's like, it's kind of like saying that it's dangerous to talk about. Well, and it is actually, yeah. it's pretty dangerous, yeah, to talk about them. Because or it's it's not secretly manipulated by a global elite. So like it depends how you frame it, depends how you want to look at it. I look at the World Economic Forum and the UN itself as a global elite. I mean that's how I look at it, right? Because you're upper level management, you're above each country. So it depends how you it depends what you mean by it. I think it defeats itself by nature of statement. Like if you're going to say that, I don't exist, it's like, but you're right in front of me telling me you don't exist. It's quite contradictory, right? It's sort of like saying, like, no matter where you are, no matter which country you live in, the overarching structure is telling you that they're not an elite and they don't exist, basically. So I don't know. That's the best I can do to kind of try to make sense of it. But the takeaway from it is pretty much going forward, we should definitely move away from, discussing it, doing topics on it, everything like that. So anyway, I thought I would throw it in there. And just mention it because, we like to talk about different topics, but we'll have to be really careful, what we say, and even on the internet for you guys too, wherever you're on, like we're on Facebook, on stuff like that. Just be careful, guys. That's my only advice to you. Be careful, whichever social media site you're using. That's it. And so just to let you know, they're kind of maybe ratcheting it up a little bit even further. So there's been a lot of censorship the last couple of years. There's been a lot of people getting deplatformed and deleted from all various different platforms by different NGOs or NGO influence and different people that, different groups, such as you could look at something like the ADL or something like that, where they can put pressure on, again, it's like a branch of, this giant world tree. It's a branch that can set policy that would go to local management, or in this case, it'd be like, YouTube, Google, different online platforms, right? And they, as a branch of the world system, they can tell the internet companies to deplatform somebody, get rid of them, or Ofcom or wherever, and they can put pressure from these various different managerial branches of this big world system. They can put pressure on the parties involved, whether it's YouTube, Google, Facebook, Twitter, whatever the case may be, because you have this integration with a lot of the top CEOs and stuff. They will also be members of the WEF or other groups. Like they'll be here, but then they'll also be part of some other organization or something, right? Or at least be in contact with them. So then the policy can kind of carry over from there, from all these different world tree branches to local management or to local, that type of thing, and deplatform people and get rid of people and all that kind of stuff. So that's what it is. Just letting you guys know ahead of time. It pretty much got to the highest level it's been in about 2020. I want to say 2020, 2021 is when you saw a massive banning of people discussing different, maybe controversial topics, or discussing who's in charge and what's actually happening as far as the big picture goes of everything, right? So basically with this declaration from the UN, you can pretty much expect that it's going to ratchet up even further, I think. It's going to gear up even further, although they've pretty much already banned everybody off. But that's pretty serious for the UN to say that, right? So is what it is. But they have a tight-knit, even though it's a giant system with so many, billions of people involved, the population of the planet being, over 7 billion, whatever it is now, so many people involved, they're actually, you study for a little while, you start to find out there aren't actually that many different bigwig names that are out there. Like there's certain key ones that you can kind of get familiar with. It doesn't take too long to kind of figure out, who are like the power players, the key players there in the giant world tree in the big system. But if they don't want people talking about it, they don't say that or say it's secret or something. I don't know. Again, a lot of this depends on framing. It depends how you frame it. But as far as I'm concerned, like I look at the World Economic Forum, I would say like that's not really a secret. They have a effing web page. They have all these people listed there. Like Castro's on there, different countries on there. Boris is on there. All these people are on there. So it's like that's not a secret. You posted it on your website. It's not a secret. So okay, it's not secret, I guess. Whatever. However you want to look at it. Anyway, that's what it is. So just let you guys know about that. Put that out there. So so that's that update for that stuff. So going forward, I don't think I'm going to be doing any conspiratorial topic videos or anything like that. If you guys ask questions, it's probably okay for the most part, but just a heads up and to let you guys know. It seems like they're pretty serious, and they're not. It doesn't seem like to me they're going to be easing off. In 2023, 2024, 2025. That's not my impression of the trajectory. My impression of the trajectory is more top-down control of, internet, information sources, intel, all that stuff. They don't really want, too much information there that can kind of take people away from what's generally being communicated out via the controlled, mainstream media in various countries, whether it's in Canada, whether we have the Trudeau government giving the news companies, I think it was $600 million, something like that. What year was that? 2018, 2019, somewhere around there. Basically setting them up to, giving them here's a whole bunch of money. He who pays the piper chooses the tune. So that's what it is. Or if you're in the U.S., all the mainstream companies are controlled by Intel, U.S. Intel companies and stuff. So that's what they want. So we just basically stay out of it. We don't get involved, and so that's basically what it is. So so that's my take on the. But I don't know. I don't understand what they're trying to say. The problem is, if you're going to set a rule, you're going to say that we're going to declare war on this. That it's not. So what are you saying then? Are you saying that it's overtly managed by the World Economic Forum? Is that what you're saying? Are you saying it's not a secret? Are you saying are you saying that secret organizations or organizations don't keep secrets? Like the Intel companies don't keep everything secret, which they absolutely do. That's their job. So I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me. It's kind of it's kind of like, I don't know. It's very confusing to say the least. But I guess what it comes down to is they're trying to say that maybe it has the framing implication that there's nothing nefarious about global governance or something, or there's nothing nefarious about the locked in top down control system. Maybe that's how they're trying to frame it. They're trying to frame it like there's nothing. Okay, we're working together, we're cooperating internationally, but there's nothing nefarious about it, right? So they don't want you saying anything nefarious about global cooperation between different groups, which we do have to admit as well too that it does have advantages for countries to be able to negotiate rather than just go to war. So if you have a platform like the UN and WEF and stuff like that, to their credit, it is useful to have countries be able to negotiate terms for variety of different concerns, whatever they have, whether it's security, whether it's this, whether it's that. It is good to have a platform where they can actually negotiate, because if they're not able to negotiate verbally or contractually and do sanctions, different things like this, if they're not able to do that, then it pretty much means that it's going to turn into brute force pretty quickly and barbarism, right? You're going to turn into war right away. If one country, another country can't get along, they're going to start attacking each other. So it's good if you have that platform internationally where they can cooperate, they can negotiate, they can work out their concerns with words and contracts and writing rather than with bombs and troops. So that's a good thing to their credit. So that's kind of my interpretation, as best as I can do it, of kind of a global elite telling you not to not to come up with theories about global elite not existing, but they're telling you that they're, I don't know, they're breaking my brain again. I'm trying to figure this out. I can't quite figure this out. So you're saying that don't discuss theories about you existing secretly or something like this. Anyway, that's the best I can do. That's my interpretation of it. They do exist, but they don't. But there's nothing nefarious about it. Okay, whatever. Anyway, that's real life. Let's go back to something more simple. Let's go back to Walking Dead, shall we? Boogeyman 1976 says they can negotiate these nuts. Nice, man. That's funny. Well, thank you, Skipler. I appreciate the kind words. J-Spot, I like your comment. You declare war on farts in the tub, which is, that's wonderful. I don't even know what to say. Okay, Fitness and Healthy is going to watch Tales of the Walking Dead episode 2, which is really cool. And I have not, Small Cigar, I have not seen episode 2 yet for Tales. I saw episode 1. I did the review for it. It's in the channel. And I have not seen episode 2 yet. So, is what it is. Yeah. Not sure what you said there, Daryl. Well, I want to thank you, Diana, Glenn. What's the last name here? I can't see. Glenn M. for the super chat. I thank you for that. And what did you post here? Your thing? It's Glenn DeMeyer, right? Is that right? Deanna Glenmeyer. Is that how you say it? Yep. Well, thank you for your support. Thank you for watching, and I appreciate the super chat. Thank you very much. Yep. So yeah, they declare the group that doesn't the global group that doesn't exist on. Oh, you think it's very whatever? Maybe I should change the title. Okay, let me just do it like this, and I'll do it like that. And last episode's trailer. We'll just take that part out, and I'll just include it as that. But yeah, they haven't declared war on a country or anything, but yes. Yeah. So we'll just, there you go, Eston. How do you like that? Is that better? That makes more sense? Okay, that's what we can do. Yeah. So I think that's most of what I wanted to cover for Walking Dead for tonight, guys. Tales of Walking Dead. And let's see. Yeah, I think that's everything. So unless you guys got any good questions here we can go into. I think we're probably good for this week. We'll have some more reviews coming for you guys. Review for episode 2 of Tales of the Walking Dead at some point this week. I'll get caught up for Better Call Saul, and we'll do some reviews for that as it's wrapping up. And I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, 28 Days Later is an awesome zombie movie word of the day. I agree 100%. It rocks for sure. Yep. And, okay. Thank you, Louis Aspinall, who said, massive fan, dude. I've been following you since 2012, and so happy you're still going. Well, thank you for watching, Louis. I appreciate that. Thank you for checking in and saying hi. Lord Run Tornado is here. That's going to still a thing. People now, monkeypox. And, well, I don't know. I don't know about the pox. I don't know anybody who's gotten the pox at all. So not sure what to say about that one. But yeah, it is. COVID's still a thing, yeah. Lots of people sick, whatever, however you want to interpret that. But yeah, at least in my life, that is, personally. So is what it is. Mike Barquette said, episode 2 of Tales made me want to commit toaster bath. Oh, toaster bath. I have not heard that one before. That's good. I like that. Yeah. Although I wonder if that would be painful. I think that would probably hurt quite a bit. Deanna said, I watched episode 1 and 2 of Tales. Don't think that you're going to like number 1 with Terry Crews. And number 2, I didn't like. So, yeah, we'll see if people like it. We'll see for Tales of the Walking Dead when the first season is finished. I think people will definitely like the Alpha episode. The other episodes we'll discuss after we've seen. I'm going to take it right now that a few of you guys have seen the Tales of the Walking Dead's first couple episodes, or first episode, but not everybody has seen it yet. Not everybody has seen it. So yeah. So we'll give some time. Maybe next week more people will be interested. But it's always tricky when you're starting a new spin-off series, whether or not people are going to like it, whether or not they're going to get into it. So we'll see how people respond to Tales after a while here. So yeah. Wouldn't be as painful as the episode. Which episode? Episode 2 is no good. All right. Well, thanks for letting me know, Mike. I'll watch it later and see what we think. Guts the Black Swordsman says, "What's up, Trev? Everything's well. Yep. Thanks, Guts. Everything is good with me. Hope everything is good with you, and it's going good." Mike said, "Same. I've been watching since the episode you did on deleted Vatos scene from season 2. Oh, awesome. That's that's a long time ago, man. Yeah, the deleted scene for the Vatos with everybody. That was a good one. that was because, so we know what happened with that now. So the Vatos scene and the Vatos episode. So season 2 of The Walking Dead, what was supposed to happen was they were going to go back to see the Vatos, which was a group of survivors that we saw in season 1. So they were supposed to go back there for the season premiere. But the director, some lady who was directing it, I forget her name, apparently she was directing the Vatos episode, and it just looked awful. So once Darabont saw the cuts and everything, he went crazy because he got really mad. He called it, quote, show-killing stuff like that, for the season 2 premiere. So the reason why there's a deleted scene for that is because that was supposed to be in the premiere episode, but they didn't use it. So instead, they did the highway scene right afterwards where Sophia gets split off from them, and then they find her in the barn later. But it's because the season got effed up, because one of the directors for season 2's first few episodes didn't do a very good job of the filming. And so Darabont went crazy, and then he got fired because he was like swearing at people and stuff. He was going nuts. So he got fired, but it was apparently his show. So that's where the lawsuit came in, and he ended up winning $200 million from the lawsuit because he kind of created the series with Kirkman, that the judge or the jury or whatever, whoever's involved, judge, I think, said that it was, wrong for AMC to terminate him, considering that he had created the series. So it was like $200 million the lawsuit was for. So that was a lot of money they lost for that one. So that's what happened, and maybe there'll be more details in the John Bernthal, Sarah Wayne Callies podcast. I'll listen to it after and see what they say. But the season 2 premiere was a fire either way. It was awesome, even though they had to redo it all and everything and do the highway scene. I remember how exciting the highway scene was. That was just awesome, man. Really great stuff. You can't argue that the Walking Dead original series started off awesome in the beginning. Like the first couple seasons was incredible. And then after that, it got a little bit tricky. They had to pace it out a little bit differently. I think it was still really awesome. And it's been on so long, for a series like that to do that many episodes. It's been incredible run for sure. Yeah, that's why the actor, that's right, the Girl on Fire. That's right, Girl on Fire. Dale's actor, Jeffrey DeMunn, I think is his name. He left as well because he was loyal to Darabont. He said it was wrong that they fired him when he created the series. Well, it looks like he was right because the judge agreed with him that it was wrong, and they ended up having to pay big time, $200 million. And he didn't do any work after that. He just did the lawsuit and stuff and lawyers, and I guess that's work too if you deal with lawyers and all that stuff. But $200 million is an awesome settlement or amount to get. That's a ton. So I'm sure he's probably not as angry about it at this point. But yeah, that's what happened. It would have been cool if he would have stayed on, Mike Bartek, but it worked out anyway. It wouldn't have been a whole lot different, I don't think, if he would have stayed on for a while longer. He probably would not have stayed on forever. The problem, though, is that he wouldn't have produced as many episodes, probably. That's one thing. He would have wanted less episodes, more quality, not as many episodes, so the series might have ended a few years ago if he was still involved. He would have probably tried to end it sooner. So I'm glad it went on, and it worked out for the best anyway, and he got paid for it, so everybody should be happy, including him, although AMC might be pissed because that is a lot of money to have to pay out. Let's see. What else did you guys say here? Yep. About Tales Episode 2. Have a great night, Deanna. So I will check out the Tales of the Walking Dead Episode 2 soon. I'll do a review for it soon here with you guys, and we'll see what it's like. Well, it might have been a little bit better, Boogeyman, in terms of quality, but they wouldn't have done as many episodes. They wouldn't have done it as long. It might be more like Game of Thrones, where they did the 8 seasons and then they just ended it off, whereas The Walking Dead has gone on further than that, and they're getting into what would be 12 seasons in terms of episode number, 12 to 13 seasons. So they did another 5 years after Game of Thrones, and Game of Thrones missed a year too. So they had a year off in between. So Walking Dead has definitely done a lot of stuff for sure. And now they've done, also Fear the Walking Dead. They've done Tales. They've done all this, all this stuff, a lot of stuff. World Beyond, a couple seasons of that too. So they definitely have used it a lot. But now you have Game of Thrones in there. Game of Thrones is doing another series now too, right? So they're going to be doing more different series. This is a Jon Snow series. So HBO's figured it out that when you have an awesome property like that, you have to use it. They got rid of those two guys, I think, that were trying to they were the two guys who did Game of Thrones were they did a great job with the series at the beginning and everything, but the ending was kind of awful. So I'm glad that they're doing a spin-off series for Jon Snow. It's going to be great. And so they can get more years out of it and everything as well too. So that'll be good. So Native says, I hope the calf doesn't get eaten. Well, I guess we'll see. Yeah. Okay, dudes. Well, I think that's pretty much it for the check-in for this week. I want to thank you guys all for joining. Kind of a bit of a dead updates for this week, stuff that's going on and everything. And Last of Us series is going to be good. Yep, excited for that too. That should be really good. And so different stuff in the genre. I check out, try to get caught up with everything, but there's a lot of stuff coming out, so it's difficult to do. So, let's see. What'd you say? Johnny says, I think House of the Dragon will be good, but I'm expecting the Jon Snow spinoff to be epic. Yeah, me too. I'm exactly the same way. I think the Jon Snow spinoff will be really awesome, and House of the Dragon will be just okay. So we'll call it here for tonight, guys. I want to thank you all for joining. Thanks for taking time out of your day. Hope that you guys are all healthy. Hope you guys are doing well. Take your vitamins, all the good stuff. And we will be back for some reviews. Better Call Saul. We got Tales of the Walking Dead episode 2. Thanks for the super chat there, Clam. I do appreciate it. So Clam said season 3, 4, especially season 6, blows season 1 and 2 away in terms of production, music, styles, and everything. Darabont's seasons are not on higher end quality. I see what you mean. If you look at the first season, it's 6 episodes. It doesn't do that much. Season 2, I agree with you, is screwed up. But you can understand why season 2 was screwed up. It was still great. It was still an awesome season because Walking Dead just rocks. It just is an incredible achievement and everything. And John Bernthal is fantastic. So he helped save season 2, right? Because he's so good. But season 2 is screwed up because, you had the Darabont firing. You had all that stuff going on. Some people wanted to stay. The actor for Dale not wanting to stay. You had a reduced budget. He was also mad about that. They didn't get that much budget for how many views they were getting. And he was you can understand why he would be so pissed, because they were being chintzy on the budget when this is the biggest hit that series you could get in forever. For this genre, this is the biggest hit ever. It's the biggest hit zombie series ever. So the fact that they weren't putting much money out for it, he was really mad. So you can understand why season 2 was a bit screwed up as far as that goes. But I agree with you that season 3 was awesome. The action, the governor, the fight sequences, everything like that was great. And season 4, Too Far Gone, is amazing. Different things in it. But yeah, I agree with you. Season 6 of the original Walking Dead is absolutely amazing. There's probably some seasons of Fear the Walking Dead that are actually better than season 2 in hindsight. It's just that season 2 did it first. It was the first time anybody had done a series like that. 28 Days Later as a series long term with awesome characters and just really, really great, right? But if you look at Fear season 3, it might be better than season 2 of the original series. Fear season 6 might be better than season 2 of the original series. But it depends what you like. Some people are huge fans of Shane, so for them season 2 they love it. But I understand what you mean, Clam, and I remember the trailers too, with some really great music and style for season 6's trailer, incredible. Season 4, and you got to remember, it just became more popular after season 2 also. Season 3 was a boost in popularity. You had Merle returning, you had all that stuff, so even more popular. And then season 4, more popular than that, up to 5 and 6, where it pretty much peaked out at the beginning of 7, and then started to, decline in popularity after that. But that's just because of how many episodes they do. It's the nature of how it is. It's going to happen no matter what. You're not going to be able to keep that many people watching all the time for that many years and not have some drop off. They're going to drop off. It's just the nature of doing that many episodes is what it is. So I understand what you mean. I guess what I should say is that Darabont wanted the series to be super high quality, and the budget wasn't necessarily there for it. They were short on budget, and some of the people involved were not doing a good enough job to what he wanted. So that's why he kind of was threatening people to throw bodies out the door and stuff like that. Some of the quotes he said is pretty funny. He was threatening people to like start throwing bodies out the door. it's like your boss tells you he's going to start chucking bodies. Bodies are going to hit the floor. Nice. So that's pretty funny. Yeah. I have read the quotes from him on stream before when he was like swearing at people before he got fired. When he was swearing at people and going crazy and stuff. I think the lady who directed season 2's premiere after that was done with the series after he was like after that happened. But you can understand why. So yeah. Walking Dead style. Season 3, Clam said season 3 got much more budget than season 2, so they increased them a lot afterwards. Yeah, you're right. So even like his complaining and stuff and him getting fired and everything that happened, it did have an impact though, because season 3 and 4, they did start to increase the budget. And then the later seasons, they increased the budget a lot because some of the people like Norman Reedus and Melissa McBride and Andrew Lincoln for season 9, for example, they got taken care of pretty damn well. So like millions of dollars an episode, I think, or at least $1 million or so. A lot of money anyway. So they got taken care of really well. So that's great. Happy for them. But at the beginning, it wasn't like that. And Michael Rooker said the same thing, who played Merle. He said he called them always more cheap because he said that they didn't pay much at the beginning, which, hey, I mean, they didn't know if it was going to work or not. It's a new investment. It's a new series. They don't know if people are going to like it. You know, look at the new one. There's Interview with the Vampire that's coming out. Are people going to like that or not? Who knows? Maybe they will, maybe they won't. And if they don't, then whatever they put into it, it's, not going to make much. It might do okay, but that's about it. So they got to keep their budgets down. Why'd they fire him? Well, he was swearing at people, the quality. They were fighting over quality and investment and stuff like that. And ultimately, I guess they just couldn't work together, and AMC decided to get rid of him. I think they were probably a power struggle. You notice that a lot with guys, like masculine guys, when they work together. Sometimes they can have power struggles, and people can, want to be the big cheese, and the person who creates a series, he wants to be the big shot. And then the executives at the company, they want to put him in his place, and they want to be the big shot. It's like a betatization, right? Like, you have, guys that are entrepreneurial, they're creating different series, they're alpha, they got alpha energy, and then they deal with other people, and those people are like, they're being too alpha, and they try to betatize them down. They try to knock them down, sabotage them a bit, knock them down a bit. And sometimes, ultimately, if the alpha doesn't agree to betatize a bit, then they'll fire them, right? They'll get rid of them and hire somebody else, and that's what AMC ultimately did. But he may have been a bit too over the top, telling people he was going to start throwing bodies out the door and stuff. That's a little bit too much alpha energy. So that doesn't work so well at least not in corporate America. If you do that in corporate America, it's not gonna work very, very well. For very long, right? So that's what it is. Thanks again, Clam, for the support. Connor Wallace said, Trev, love you, bro. Thanks, Con. Love you back, man. Appreciate the kind words. New Brunswick, Canada guy said, what was the guy who stole the bike? One of the saviors that got blown up by Daryl. I don't even remember at this point, dude. Something with a T, wasn't it? I don't even remember. There's so many characters now over the years. I can't even remember at this point. I forget a lot of the characters' names, but Kirkman does too. I've seen interviews where people ask him, like one time he forgot Nicholas's name in a I think it was at SDCC or something. So you do, there's so many characters and stuff. It's just what it is. Off the top of your head, you can't always remember. So I don't remember exactly. I'd have to watch the episode back again. Then I'd remember it right away if I heard the name. Mike Barquette said, Beth singing Parting Glass over season 3 trailer was peak Walking Dead sound design. Nice, Mike. I think we care to have a disagreement there. But I'm not going to get into a alpha power struggle with you over what's right. I'm not interested. Okay, best singing is awesome. There you go. Native 2458. Why did they split? So that was the answer for that one. The girl on fire said that interview with Vampire. Also excited for that. Yeah. The system is rigged. Said Scott Gimple was ultimate beta. I don't know. I don't know if I'd say that Gimple's a beta. I think I don't know. No, I wouldn't say that. He's like an intellectual alpha, sort of, in a lot of ways. He's a genius, man. There's no doubt about it. He's a true genius for sure. And I appreciate all his work too, because if he wasn't there doing that, we don't know if anybody else would be interested in doing it. That's tough for Walking Dead because Walking Dead's already hit its peak success. So it's difficult to get people that are going to try to come in and take the reins of that and continue it on longer. Yeah, that's difficult. Juan Munives said, why did they kill off Andrea? Well, they screwed up in season 3. They killed off Andrea. That was Glenn Mazzara, who was the showrunner after Frank Darabont left, before Gimple took over. And he just was throwing all kinds of shit. It was like a shooting from the hip. Just like a decision, it sounds like, that was just like made one night. He just, let's just do this, and then they just did it. It's like, wow. But she, the actress who plays Andrea, is in The Boys, season 3. So if you want to see her again, she plays Crimson Countess is the name? Crimson something. Something like that in The Boys season 3. And she's pretty good. And there's also Jensen Ackles, who plays Soldier Boy, who's also really funny. So The Boys is awesome. If you haven't seen The Boys, season 3 is great. Check it out for the Boys. Native says, rule number 1, trust no one. So that's why they did that, Juan. It was just like let's make the ending of the season. But you have to remember, back in season 3, they didn't know for sure if they were going to continue with the series. Like, they didn't know if it was going to continue on for many more years or not. So they were just trying like different stuff to try to see, throwing different things at the screen. Just crash TV, just kill this person off, kill that person off. Just see what works, because they're trying to keep people watching, so they don't really know if it's going to last that long. So they just do whatever, and that's what it is. And you just try to keep people engaged. That's it. So that's what they're doing on purpose. Yeah, nice one. I don't think so. I don't think they care about Walking Dead, no. Wait, they don't exist. The UN says they don't exist. Okay, so that group doesn't exist. Okay, so just officially, just so you know, Juan, just so you know, that's how you say your name, right? Isn't it Juan? Just so you know, Juan, the UN says they don't exist. Okay, so don't you get to thinking. Don't you even, not even for 1 second. No, they don't exist. Okay, so that's a Hollywood trope. That's a Hollywood, movie, sci-fi thing. It doesn't exist. Okay. New Brunswick, Canada. I wonder if we'll see a bunch of Tales characters at Commonwealth in the last few episodes of The Walking Dead. Yeah, well, we'll Tales characters. I don't think you'll see any Tales characters, because they started filming Tales after they finished, or when they, not after they were finished, but they were filming it like in the same year as they were finishing Walking Dead. So I don't think it's likely to see any crossover there. Maybe we could see them with other Walking Dead characters at some point, or in Fear or something. It's possible. That'd be cool to see, but I don't think that we'll see them in the final season of the series. No, I don't expect a lot of new characters to be brought in the final season. No. The Girl on Fire. No, I don't have a Discord. I don't. I just do it here. I don't have time. I work too much and have too many stuff. It's hard enough for me just to do these streams with you guys by itself. Thank you, Mike Bar Tech, for your support. Much love, appreciate it. Lulu says, is Tales? So Tales wasn't good. It's just okay, Lulu. It's just okay. It's not amazing. It's just okay. It's in the middle, I think. It's not terrible and it's not incredible. It's good. It's in the middle. It's different, let's say. What's up, Menace? How you doing, man? Yeah, maybe in spin-offs, but doubt it in Tales 2. So, yeah. It's not that bad. No, check it out, Lulu. It's not bad at all. It's fun, and check it out. It's different. It's not bad. So Connor says, do you reckon if they'd held back on bringing back Merle till season 6 and had him come back as a savior lieutenant, that would have been better? No, it was cool for season 3. It was awesome. People forget things, Connor. They don't remember. So when you bring Morales back in season 8, people are like, who's this? Because they haven't seen season 1 for 7 years, unless they watched it back. And not everybody, a lot of people don't. So they might not remember who he is, like when they see him, unless they see the Rick scene with him leaving and stuff. Then they'll remember. So I think they put that in there, didn't they? They put the scene with Rick when Morales leaves, and then they see him later. I thought it was awesome the way they brought him back and everything. I appreciate that Gimple did that. I think that was really great. But people do forget. It's only like your hardcore fans that are going to remember. And sometimes people are so hardcore, they remind me of stuff because I forget some stuff. And then we see something, and they're like, oh, that was from like this time or that time. Or look at the flowers, and there's like these flowers. And then it makes you think of like the Grove episode. And you see it in Fear the Walking Dead, like where you have Madison and Nick, and they're walking, and they see flowers. They look at the flowers, and then it relates back to like, now those were not that far apart though, but the Grove and the flowers part with Madison and Nick. So, sometimes they do stuff, but sometimes there's stuff they bring in that I don't even remember. It's like, wow, I can't even remember that so long ago. I'm sure that'll happen with Game of Thrones. When we watch the new Game of Thrones series, Dance with Dragons or House of Dragon, whatever it's called. House of Dragons, I think, yeah. I'll probably forget stuff that I reviewed years before in the original Game of Thrones series because it's just been so many years. I won't remember. It's just how it goes. So, yeah. Okay, yeah. So, I like season 2. Clam says, like season 2 much more than season 1 still. Well, season 1's only 6 episodes, so they didn't know if it was going to work. It's just a pilot. It's good. But Shane is awesome in season 2, so that's the thing about season 2 that makes it really great. Season 1, 213 was the most cinematic, well-directed battle in the first 2 seasons. They started doing some stuff after that was really great for the fights and stuff. I agree. Really cool, man, for sure. But they just took it to a whole new level later on. Like last couple years, the Daryl versus Beta fight is wicked awesome. I got to watch that back. That is an awesome fight, dude. It's one of the best fights in all Walking Dead is Daryl versus Beta. And even recently, like the Whisper War and stuff, it's effing epic, man. The Whisper War is awesome. That episode where you see them using the sap to, like to light as an incinerator or as a what do you call that? Not a catalyst, but when it increases the fire. I'm looking for a word in my mind. Anyway, the way they did the Whisper War with the fire and everything was really awesome, really cool. So, yeah. I'll use the word additive for now. As an additive to launch off with the fire to increase the temperature and everything. Really cool. So, Mena said, is there supposed to be a Rick and Michonne spinoff, or is it just hype? No, it's actually going to happen. They're actually doing it. They're setting it for next year. 2023, the Rick and Michonne spinoff is actually happening. The Rick movies were canceled. So the Rick movies were something they wanted to do, and then you had COVID, you had 2020, 2021, so they couldn't do the Rick movie for whatever reason. Maybe they could have gotten it together, but it might not have been that epic, and it was taking forever. So they just opted to do a streaming series. It makes more sense anyway. I think it's a smarter decision to do a streaming series, and you can do multiple seasons. It's just better, man. Do a streaming series. AMC knows how to do series. That's what they're pros at. It's difficult to switch from that to a different format. Just do a series. It'll be good. They have great intentions, but it just took too long and it didn't work out. So that's what they decided to do. Yeah. Clam said, yeah, 1016 was very epic scale. Like 601, lots of video effects. The opening of 1012 is feature movie quality. Yeah, I agree. They've got some awesome stuff. And I think that if you look at like the Daryl sequences in the subway train in season 11, what they do with him and Maggie and some of the other stuff, some of the environments and just the side panel shots where he's coming through, it's movie quality. It's wicked awesome. They could just do something like that for a while, but making movies is a huge thing because you're looking for that over the top kind of like dynamic like look, right? And that's difficult. That's difficult to do. Takes a lot of years. Takes a long time. And AMC's already got so many series. They're doing so much stuff. They're doing. It's probably biting off more than they can chew, unless they just give it to a different team to do, and then we might end up with anything. It might not be as good as they want it if they just give it to someone else. Say, hey, you guys, I know you don't do Walking Dead, but you do a movie for this zombie stuff. They might screw it up or something. So it's difficult to say. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's awesome. Those are awesome. The subway underground part is freaking amazing in season 11 for sure. Yeah. How many seasons of Rick and Michonne are slated to come out? Well, 2 seasons, it sounds like, and it'll probably complete Rick's story at the end. Yeah, so that's it. Thanks, Connor. I appreciate that, my friend. Have yourself a great week, and thanks for watching, your years of support. I appreciate it. So, much love to you and your family, and good health and all that good stuff. Best wishes. So, dudes, I think we will wrap for tonight. We're over an hour, so that's pretty good. I want to watch Better Call Saul. I want to check out Tales Episode 2 and do a review for that. So I better save my voice a bit for that. And thank you guys for joining. Check out Tales of Walking Dead if you haven't seen it yet. And aside from that, you guys have yourselves a great night. And I'll see you again soon for another video. As always, thanks for watching, guys. Trev saying peace. See you guys soon.